Cooking with Amy.
Hey guys, wondering what to make for dinner tonight? I've got an idea. Why not make my warm, toasty, delicious steak sandwiches with horseradish sauce? Sauce got a little bit of a kick to it. It's one of my favorites. I love horseradish with prime rib, and if you do too, I think you're really going to dig these sandwiches. You know, sometimes there's just nothing better than a sandwich and maybe a cup of, or bowl of soup at the end of a long day, especially when it's, you know, getting chilly outside and you want a nice warm sandwich. So it starts out with some thinly sliced steak, whatever's on sale, whatever's in your budget. Maybe you have some steaks in the freezer that need using. Beef tenderloin, sirloin, flank steaks work great. So I've just sliced the steaks into very thin strips, and I'm sauteing them up to your liking. I happen to like my steaks a little bit pink. And then I'm seasoning them with your favorite steak seasoning. This happens to be Montreal steak seasoning. It's got it's a little less sodium, and it's got a lot of, it's really peppery, so I love that. But whatever you have on hand. So thinly sliced strips of steak and a little bit of your favorite steak seasoning. So I'm going to let that hang out in that pan. Now in the other pan, I'm sauteing some onions and some mushrooms. Just until they get a little soft. I used a few tablespoons of butter in there to get the onions going first. Slice the onion very thin. And then I've got some sliced mushrooms, which I love mushrooms and steak together. And then I'm going to hit this with just a little bit of beef stock. It's going to make that really nice, the mushrooms and the onions. Okay, now, I went ahead and toasted up some great French bread, just a French baguette that I picked up, sliced it up into sandwich-sized pieces. You can, brush it with a little butter if you want, toast it in the oven, or you can skip the butter if you'd like. But any kind of a nice crusty sub-roll French bread baguette is going to work great. And now for the sauce, I've got mayonnaise, not the salad dressing. I'm actually using mayonnaise, and then prepared horseradish sauce. So it just depends on how spicy you like it. For half a cup of mayo, I do a tablespoon or two of horseradish sauce. If you don't like it, that spicy, you can go a little easy on the horseradish sauce. If you want a little more kick, you can do a little more. So it's totally up to you. The mayo is going to kind of tame down that horseradish sauce though, so it's not going to be as spicy as straight up. Just seasoning my onions and my mushrooms with a little bit of salt and pepper. And now we're ready to put this sandwich together. The beef stock's just going to give the mushrooms and the onions some great flavor. Okay, so now for the Sammy. I'm going to take a generous amount of the spread. And I talk to chefs all the time, and a lot of the top chefs in the country are actually opening all sandwich restaurants. So besides their fancier restaurants, their sandwiches are very, very much on trend. So good bread and a good spread, and plenty of the good spread, some of the keys to a really good sandwich. And of course, heating up a sandwich, in this case having it nice and warm and toasty, also is a great tip or trick. So I'm going to take my thinly sliced steak, and this is a great way to use leftover steak too. If you've got leftover steak that you did for dinner, again, just, bring it back to life, saute it with a little oil, some more steak seasoning, and all of a sudden you've got a whole other meal out of it. All right, plenty of those onions and mushrooms. And get out the napkins. This one is going to be a winner. Absolutely delicious. And by the way, we'll put the recipe on our website. You can also pick it up at any area Festival Foods.